So I think for strategic planning purposes, it's a very individual journey for either the organization, the CEO, whoever else is sort of embarking on that process. So understanding where you are as an organization and where you intend to go to as an organization is sort of the core of how you start the strategic planning process. And it's a very different journey for a nonprofit versus a for-profit. This is something that becomes very ingrained in what you do as a nonprofit, because as you are constantly fundraising, you're required to go out and sort of raise money around something like this. So you need to I have one organization I work with that calls it their North Star. So you have to have this North Star of which you are trying to attain. And so on that nonprofit side, it is something that I think needs to happen probably every 3 to 5 years with a living, breathing, either a document or something that sort of just identifies what it is that you want to get to. I think for a for-profit organization, it's a little bit different. That's something that's not overtly done on a regular basis. For-profit organizations are generally focused on their financial statements and what their financial statements and casting their financial statements over the next, call it 3 or 5 years. And in order for that to happen, you have to have that sort of baked inside of it. So you're not going out and actually creating a business plan around it, but what you're doing is you're constantly reassessing what it is that you have, the resources you have, the changing marketplace, the changing customer base that you have, changing and evolving products that you might be creating, and you roll all of that in as you think about that strategic, what you want the organization to look like in 3 and 5 years. That in and of itself is reflected on a for-profit organization. It's mostly reflected in their financial statements. So you'll see that basically presented sort of as a financial model, and then the CEO, the founders have to be able to speak to all of those assumptions and the strategic initiatives that they've layered into the organization in order to reach goals in the next 3 and 5 years.